Whoa.
Are you back? You're good?
Yeah, Stan had it right. He was like, "Here we go with this poor ass service again." Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. I just you were talking and then it just kind of and then I got the turn wheel.
My service sucks.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm sure he'll pop back on and tell me how my service sucks. Also, is it still bad right now?
It's better. I mean, you're still a little, a little grainy to me. I don't know.
Uh-oh, here we go.
I connected mine to the Wi-Fi. I figured that would work out best.
Okay, let's see. Okay, so see. Can we bring a three-way in? Bear with me. Bear with me here. Don't go nowhere.
Yeah, we definitely can.
Let's see. Says that we can. So let's see here.
There you go.
Oh, I know you're gonna talk about my service. You might as well just get it out the way.
My thing still say connecting. I'm at least here in Texas. I can't change it. But I told you to pay the bill 2 days ago. What's up, guys?
What's up, my brother?
Stan, he already spent his whole stimulus check. It's crazy. I know.
My service is horrible. So I'm glad to have you on too, man. Like I was saying, is everything clear now? Can you hear me better?
Good.
Yeah, it's a lot better now.
Thank God. So yeah, I was with Stan recently, and he just spoke so highly of you, man. And then I had learned some about the vinyl stuff too. Like some changes in some names and whatever else. And so this dude is a goat when it comes to that. James, in a world like ours right now, where there's so many different options, you can go DTG, you can go white toners, you can go transfer companies. What do you think sets vinyl apart? Because people, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm at the point where I don't like to weed so much, but you make weeding look so easy. I will, and this is not to upsell, I'm not selling anything. I can weed EconoTransfer easily, not a problem at all whatsoever. But how do you compete with these other options?
I don't think it really is like picking one over the other. I think, depending on what you have available to you, there's different things are preferred for different types of jobs or different quantity jobs.
Right.
Now, absolutely for people that are getting started or doing customs, different things like that, then sure, absolutely, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you got like a 300 shirt, one color 300 shirt job, it's not the route to go probably. But
I've done it, and I
the
hated
important
it.
thing as the creator, is if you have these things available to you, if you have it's doing what's inside your budget first of all. But if you have them available to you, then it's knowing what best to use and when.
Right. Oh, look what he just did to us, James.
But it's also one of these things too with the heat transfer vinyl, where it's a lot of the appeal to it with certain things is it gives you different effects as well. And that's where having, for us, having so many variations of different types of specialty heat transfer vinyl comes into play. Right.
But dude, you take that image. If no one has seen it, I wish they could. I'll at the end of this, I'll reshare it. The whole Lucky Charm thing. Oh my God, I don't even know how long it took you. But what you do with vinyl is so realistic looking, man. Like that is insane. And
Listen,
if you guys aren't following,
I'm so disappointed in myself that we did it as Lucky EconoTransfer instead of Econo Charms. I'm really disappointed that we did that. that didn't like click for me at the time.
Right.
It was St. Patrick's Day. I was in a rush. I think I made that hoodie at like 9 o'clock at night. I was just like, I want to go home. I'm tired.
How long did it take you?
What to do what?
That whole Lucky Charm.
The design didn't take terribly long. And then I don't know, even the pressing and stuff like that didn't take too long. I mean, I probably Malik did the majority of the design work while I was, on and off the phone and whatnot. And then,
Right.
I was just cutting it out real quick, and the pressing is the fastest part, I think.
Right.
And go ahead.
Stan was about to ask you something.
No, I was gonna add something in there to
Go ahead, Deco Hat.
to the question. I think when it comes to vinyl, man, like, there's phases in this business, and starting from home, vinyl is very, very intricate, a part of building a customer base, because
right.
It's going to be really, really hard for you to come in and just grab bulk orders, just to start
Right.
out. What vinyl allows you to do is to create little items, custom items for people, for yourself, learn the craft, and what you learn with vinyl is translatable to
Right.
all other forms of printing. What you can't do with HCV, you got to get with some type of full color print method. What you
Right.
can't if you ever wanted to get into screen printing, that knowledge base of color separation and layering and all of that stuff it goes over to there, and you build it out from there. And I think once you realize you build a base and you get, I say, tired of doing customs, right? You want to get your orders, you can take, somebody on small jobs, use vinyl. If not, you can go the heat transfer route or the outsourced sublimation route. So it's kind of like it all fits,
Right. Perfect. Now, James, what even brought you over? Because we had this conversation. You come from the finance world, right? Is that what it was, or accounting or something?
Well, if
why
I
vinyl?
wasn't doing this, I certainly would be doing something probably, doing finance right now. But
yeah. So why the switch? I mean, some people will be like, well, finance, and so you went from finance to vinyl. Like, why the switch?
Jerry.
Yeah.
Good people.
Yeah.
Jerry. Yeah.
So my relationship with Jerry goes back a long ways. I was waiting tables and bartending in college, and I met Jerry and his wife. I must have been like, I think 19 at the time or something like that. And we kind of like hit it off and connected. And we just, maintained the relationship over the years. And we got talking one day, and he's like, hey, listen, got this idea. Because I ran into him, I think, on like a Sunday, and he was like, what are you doing tomorrow? I said, well, I'm off work. I said, what are you doing tomorrow? He said, well, why don't you come over? I don't think that he thinks that I was like, that he thought at the time I was going to show up.
Right.
And I came right over to his house, and I was like, all right, let's talk about it. And, we discussed it. If I can be totally honest, I really didn't know a lot about heat transfer vinyl at the time.
Right. But
but I knew business, because a lot of what I studied in school was business operations and management.
Right. And now look at you. Now, so we got vinyl. I saw Top Transfers join. Hey guys, thanks for joining. Stan talks so highly about you guys as well. We'll do something with them soon too. I'll open up for questions in just a little bit. I don't want to miss your questions. I'll let you guys ask these fellas. James, so aside from vinyl, aside from DTG, and aside from screen print, people tend to ask about other types of merchandise that you can sub to that, I don't know if I'm making any sense here, if I'm going somewhere, but Stan's waiting for me. So I don't know if I can talk about this. Let's just say what my friend Stan is wearing on his head is going to change the game for a lot of people. It's more of I'll let him say it if he wants. You won't even need a heat press at some point. So it's more of a maybe sticker form, James.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, I think you had something maybe that we wanted to try to see if anyone's interested in.
Yeah. Well, okay, so and it's good,
What did you have for dinner, James? How many did you drink?
Just some Vita Coco, yeah.
James has a surprise. Right?
So something that we did want to do. I talked to Jason from Graphic Warehouse earlier today.
Right.
He's got a post up on his page. We're doing a giveaway. It's 100 stickers what you got to do, you got to go follow him, like the post, tag 2 people, and he's going to choose the winner tomorrow.
Yes.
So make sure to go follow Graphic Warehouse and do that. Listen, we get all of our, we include stickers in our orders. All those stickers come straight from Graphic Warehouse. Tremendous customer service. We love what he does. And he's a really outstanding dude. So he's somebody that, you know, we'd recommend, you know, even if you don't win, going into business with him, if that's something, you know, that interests you. And he does all sorts of different stuff beyond stickers.
Right.
I mean, it's definitely check out his page.
Great stuff.
Yeah. He makes them for Brando?
Branding. He does a lot of stuff.
Oh.
For
Yeah,
banners.
all sorts of stuff. You need anything done, that's your guy for sure.
Yeah, we'll add some links or something somewhere. You guys, if you're following, make sure that you follow these 2 guys. If you're not already following them, Econo will have that link to the sticker giveaway for you in here. James, what would you say? I know. Well, actually, I'd be a lie if I said I had a favorite vinyl. I get so many of them, and you send me so many of them. It's like I can never choose which one I want to use when I'm using it, right? What would you say is your most popular? I know, to me, I think Stan can agree too, because I for some reason, me and Stan, like, on the same wavelength sometimes, had prior to even connecting. I was a huge puff vinyl guy, huge brick vinyl guy. Are you sold out? Are you back in stock? Can you talk about some puff vinyl stuff?
So the puff vinyl has been super cool, and a lot of that is credit to this YouTube video that Stan did. What was that? Over a little bit over a year ago, I guess, at this point.
Yeah.
And it was, and that kind of came about from the first time that we had met, where he was like, "Oh, well, you know, what do you guys have?" And I was like, "Oh, well, we just put out this puff vinyl." It's like, "Cool, I've never done a video with puff. You know, bring some over. I'll do something."
Right.
Right. I guess, you know, we didn't anticipate it, at least us on our end. We didn't know how big that was going to go. I mean, I certainly didn't think 45,000 views later that they'd know who EconoTransfer was. You know, at the time, I mean, at the time we were really small.
Right.
And Julian's his cousin, you know, sort of made that all happen and facilitated it for us. So the puff is great. It's a fun product to use. It's easy to use as far as cutting and weeding. The pressing is so awesome when you lift up the press and you see it puff up. It is hard to keep in stock because every time we manufacture in larger and larger quantities, it sells faster and faster. So keeping up with the demand is tough, but we certainly are doing our best. So it's, you know, it's something. Listen, we want everybody to get it. We get calls all day, every day when we run out. It's something. The colors that are sold out will be back in stock soon, and we've got a lot of new colors coming before the summer. I will say that.
Glow in the dark. They say platform tees. I agree. Glow in the dark is my favorite.
And I hope pink is on that.
Yeah, pink would be amazing. You know, my line is pink in these colors. So it brings me to that is you know, following you, I can tell you're very excited and passionate about it. That's really awesome, man. Thank you, Apparel for you. I appreciate you. Stan, you know, I mean, now that you've joined us, we should make a 3-way thing here. What made you, like, how did you find James? What was the first? Why were you interested in James in the first place? And how that connection even happened?
I'm gonna tell you the truth. So my cousin said it's a vinyl place that just opened up locally, and I was like, cool, I'll check them out, whatever the case is. And we actually met in Long Beach, and from there, you know, I was actually riding in the car with a friend, and I was like, you know, make a video, or I could not make a video. And I turned to my friend, I was like, you think I'm gonna make the video? You think I should tell him to cut me the check, or should I just do it? I was like, what you think I'm gonna tell him? He's like, cut the check. And I was like, nah, I'm gonna do it for the home team, right? So I'm big on Delaware and where I'm from. You know, you see the D on the hat, right? So
the Deca one.
Did the video, and you know, I always look for products that are new for me to talk about, and I haven't talked about, or new that hasn't been talked about at all. Period.
Right.
You know, they're like, I wish you made the video about something else. I was like, nothing else. Nothing else created this dimension. And then, you know, a lot of what behind the scenes right now, I'm at Circle Clothing, and we're doing a lot here. And a lot of what I do behind the scenes is just like organizing things from our perspective, right? Companies have their what should happen and what shouldn't happen. So when this thing sold out, I told him, I was like, man, you know what I mean? How you respond to what just happened is up to you. And it's another story to kind of
let me give me 1 second, guys.
Sure. Yeah.
It's another to kind of flip this and turn it over and be like, you know, hey, it's back in stock, and you can build this momentum in another way. So I cheer for the home team, man. You know, and I'm big on is I'm going to visit another place tomorrow morning before Texas. And it's part of like just initiative, or what I like to do with my platform is, you know, find small companies in the first place and try to some leg room. It's a lot of small.
Hey, how are you?
Good. No, it's
bro.
Okay, yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I see you.
Yeah. Well, so that sparks my next question. So James, and I mean, I know that you kind of got a little busy there.
No, it's good.
Knowing and seeing what Stan does, I mean, there's only one Stan, right? He's, you know, I look, I think that I go hard. I go hard. I go hard, and sometimes I feel like, man, no one's outworking me. And every time I think I'm outworking somebody, I'm getting ready to shut my Instagram off, or whatever else, and this goal is still on. So I'm like, do you ever sleep? No one's outworking this guy.
You know, he's texted me before at like 6:30 in the morning. He's like, I know you're still asleep right now. He's like, you better get up.
Yeah.
I you know, if we weren't on live, you know, I'd show you the text. He'll text me and be like, and that's what he would say to me all the time, especially when we first would like, you know, hang out or whatever. He'd be like, yeah, he's like, I'm gonna work so hard this year. He's like, you have no idea. and it's a testament though, because it's like, look where he's at right now, you know?
Right.
And this guy's all over, you know? So it's
So that brings me to that question. Do you see yourself, I mean, sure, you know, vinyl is vinyl. Do you see yourself staying right there and just, is vinyl your limit, or do you see yourself doing something similar to what Stan is doing, where you're going around and promoting, you know, vinyl and the differences that it can offer? Where do you see EconoTransfer yourself? I think I asked you this. You got your year, your 5-year, your 10-year.
I mean, so the big thing is for sure. I mean, we're looking forward to traveling, and the trade shows are something that we really like enjoy to do.
Right.
It's something where, COVID permitting, you can meet 300, 400, 500 people. And these are, you know, a lot of them business owners and such, people that have been involved into the industry for a long time. And you can chat with them, and you can talk with them. You can have dinner with them, shake hands, exchange cards. I mean, nothing for me beats the in-person conversation and also getting to learn a bit about them. And that the, you know, everything going on right now has been sort of pandemic permitting for us. A lot of it, you know, right now as we continue to grow, you know, a lot of times I'm very much needed here.
Right.
So it's a little bit more difficult to do the travel. Will I talk about heat transfer vinyl any day of the week, any time of the day? Absolutely.
Right.
So do I see myself doing things, you know, in a similar vein that Stan does them? I wouldn't say it like that. You know, we're you know, it's
Go ahead.
No. I mean, he's certainly been such a positive influence on us and our company and all of this, but it's, you know, he does his thing and we're doing our thing.
Right.
And then we're together, we're doing it, you know, but and then as far as where I see for the company, I don't know, I think anything that I would really sit here and say to you on live right now about, hey, listen, this is where we'll be in 10 years. I think we'll be much further than that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I think what I would play out into my mind, I don't think would do it justice. So I don't want to sell us short. I mean, I certainly have ideas of where I want to take the business as far as growth and, you know, I'm trying to think of the best way to say, you know, sort of where, how I think we can best be the best company we can be and grow as best as we can.
Yeah.
And certainly over the next couple of years, that will be, you know, a lot in the distribution aspect. You know, having more places where you can, your local vinyl shop where you can go and pick up EconoTransfer, heat transfer vinyl.
Right.
Where hey, listen, if you want Econo Puff today, you go to your local spot, you grab it, boom, you get right to work that night. You got, you know, something to puff on it.
Now,
that would be certainly a shorter term goal for us. I don't know. Longer term, there's some stuff that would be really cool in my head. You know, I love sports. You know, and I love watching the draft every year when they heat press people's names onto the jerseys and stuff like that. Man, I would cry tears of joy. You know, see somebody from the NBA holding up a jersey with the EconoTransfer vinyl on it.
Look, we're gonna make that happen.
That would be, you know, if you ask me what I thought would be cool, you know, what I thought would be awesome, where I'd like sit there and I'd be like, yeah, this is pretty all right. Like, that would be something on my my list.
Let me guarantee you this. If there's anything I can guarantee you right now, is the dude on the opposite side of the screen from us. The moment you said that, I bet you he was thinking it. And if anyone can possibly make that happen, it's that guy over there.
It's just, you know, hold on real quick. I gotta stop you. He probably the reason that I get a lot of this like industry hate right now because like, come on. I'm just a regular guy from the hood, man. I'm just a regular guy.
So am I.
Hey, and we also got to tell them that, you know, one of the cool things that we didn't realize until we like hung out back in Delaware was like, I could walk to Stan's house from my house. Like, you know, I drive past his shop almost every day on the way home. And I always, because it's on the left-hand side of the road, I always like, I turn, I'm like, are the lights on? I'm like, yo, is he still working?
Probably is.
You know, me at this point, I'm ready for dinner. I'm like, you know, I got to eat, but.
No, I hope to come up there. We talked about it. I know, you know, with the opening of his T-shirt bar or whatever he's doing, I'm looking forward to getting up there, man. And so, and he's promised me a nice place to eat. So he's supposed to show me there's some good places out there. So I'm holding him to that.
Listen,
I try to get him out here.
Some nice places to eat.
I'm ready. So
definitely.
Yeah. So there's so many questions popping in. I don't want to keep them going up and keep you guys forever. I want to be able to answer some of these questions. I think they're asking some very important questions. I had when I was getting to vinyl. And so I'm gonna try to scroll up to some of them if I can. Unless you guys see them and you guys want to tackle some of them. If I don't get to them, there was one. Let me go up here.
Julian, look, I'll cook for us, Dan. That's fine. That's not a problem.
Yeah. That's perfect.
I can cook it.
Yeah. Well, look,
guys, man. I know.
I'm bringing the whole family. I'm bringing everybody. We're all eating. So, Nancy Patches, I will definitely check out your patches. Thank you for the compliment. This is my own brand. There, again. You know, there's a fellow over next to you, James, that got on me about not wearing or branding my own stuff. So I'm starting to do that right now. So I'm wearing my own. So I hope I'm making you proud in that sense there, Stanny.
You have to. I mean, we're both wearing our own, right?
I never used to. I didn't even think about it till he said that. I think he's also made me a better interviewer because he got on my ass about that too. So I think I've done a little bit better. Let me get some of the questions. Nancy, I will definitely check out your patches. I'm sure the fellas might take a peek. Chloe Shell, man, forgive me if I'm slaughtering that. How long does heat transfer vinyl last? Any James or Stan, you guys want to take that?
Oh man, well, I work with a lot of heat transfer vinyls, and if you apply it right, you generally don't have any problem. You know what I mean? So, it'll
I
last.
would second that.
You each vinyl company, each vinyl product has its own pressing instructions. And you know where you buy from, and you press it on, you apply it right to the right type of garment, you'll be fine. Life of the garment. I think I got into the industry and I had the same notions as everybody else. I don't want to iron on, but the iron on that we thought of from that notion and what's going on today, it's a world of difference. So, I've seen shirts that have come back to me after a year, look fine. I've got shirts that got plenty of washes that look fine. It's all about, you applying the garment, the items right, pre-pressing it,
Right.
removing the moisture, right temperature, the right time with the right pressure, and you won't have to worry.
Yeah, I would definitely second that. I mean, I've got stuff that with our material that I wash with my clothes every time I do my laundry, and I make a little mark. I'm like, all right, and I've also got stuff that I wear and I really, beat the hell out of. I wear a lot of shirts with our material on it to the gym every single week. It's getting sweated on, it's getting whatever, and then it's getting washed. And then it's still, a lot of this stuff really looks really, really, the same. I mean, this shirt, for example, I've had for 2+ years now, probably worn it like 70 times.
And it's that vinyl.
And it works well, but it really does come down to the proper application. I mean, that's going to make or break you.
Right. So I'm not sure if this one's a James one. I mean, it could be you or Stan, but I don't want to slaughter this. Balamino, the brand. Between a T-shirt brand versus designer brand, would you suggest ATV over screen printing? What's best for what? Who wants that one?
With James, I mean, this is kind of
That's
answer.
that's I don't know. That's an interesting one. I mean, it really all depends for me on the look that you're going for.
Right.
Because certain heat transfer vinyl materials can look very premium.
Right.
Go ahead. You take this one.
So from my standpoint, man, I've seen it all, man. My boy Olu, he sells hoodies and stuff like that for $80+, right, on a Gildan hoodie. What's the difference? The presentation is going to make a difference. He's using glitters. He's using puffs. He's using a flock. He's using different things that don't give that normal texture. But he also uses the normal stuff. So it's up to you, right? You build your brand how you see fit, but your presentation is going to dictate what you can do and how you do it. And I think that's the most important thing that you gotta focus on, that you gotta worry about. You want to focus on your presentation and how you present your brand, and look outside of the box. I wouldn't put regular vinyl on a hat. In this case, I would use flock, and that's just something that I learned over my time of using the product. But you put the right design on there, you give it the right presentation, you can present vinyl as a luxury brand, and it also allows you to do some exclusive things, right, where you got minimums and higher end things and stuff like that.
Right. That was important.
You may not be able to do, and allow you to serve multiple customers because of colorways that you may not want to do with screen charging fees and all of that good stuff. So, it's all on you, man. You can do both. And for the most part, any screen printer is going to tell you shouldn't use HTV. It's not success. It's not what people want. It's not quality. But I got a lot of people that would argue you different. And who's to say what you should do or shouldn't do? There's no industry standards anymore. I think that myself and other influencers who are using these different techniques, the way that they see fit, have changed that. So you can take it any way you want to go.
James, I know the washability. So sweet seed for God, she actually wrote me earlier. I said, make sure you get on with me and James, and ask him all the questions you want to ask. She's getting into the game now, right? She's fresh, starting into the vinyl, things like that. I said I'm recommending EconoTransfer off top. So she's asking how does Econo do in washing and peeling and cracking? I can tell you from my experience, I have washed it a ton of times. I haven't had that happen to me. Has not fallen off, has not peeled or cracked. I'm able to stretch a lot of it too. So James, what would you say to that?
Yeah, I mean it's stuff that I haven't noticed. With certain stuff, I mean, I you know, it really does come back to the application, and I think that that's a tremendous thing. I mean, I think it speaks volumes to the quality of the material as well, that it's something, you have no bias here, right? You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's,
Right.
If it happened to you, you would say it.
Right. Oh, no, I absolutely would. I haven't had that happen. I'm going to go down to Victoria O T-shirts. How do you prevent heat press from leaving marks on your shirt? I think all three of us can answer that. Well, for me, I have my Teflon paper but I have this, I guess they call it a skirt that's over the top. I don't, some people use magnets or whatnot. I've found that that's been able to help me. I'm also big on, and a lot of people don't, but I'm big on, I have a, what's it called? God dog it. A steamer. So I got a cheap little steamer from Amazon, and I make sure I steam everything afterwards, and I brush things out. That's how I've been able to keep a lot of that heat mark stuff out, or to come off quicker. What do you guys think?
Me, I say get a bigger press, 60 by 20, eliminate what you see, kind of. It won't have that middle square to kind of be larger than what people recognize. And if you're retailing something out and it bothers you, I just press the whole shirt, bro. Like, press the bottom of it, press the sleeve. Because basically it's the heat that's causing the mark. It's basically a wrinkled shirt that you iron is dead smack in the middle where it goes. So usually, like, after a wash, you don't even see it. You don't even think about it. You don't even know it's there. But, so to kind of get away from that, just press the whole shirt. Yeah.
James, what do you think?
I mean, there's certain stuff that I think can always help in the press process. I do think washing stuff prior to pressing it can be good. And then I also recommend to not wash 24 hours after pressing. We do use Teflon sheets and stuff like that. Sometimes
I don't so much for vinyl. When I do your vinyl, I don't use Teflon. I'm not gonna lie.
I use it if something's going to be exposed that wouldn't be under a carrier sheet. Then I definitely would.
Yeah.
All right.
But don't get me wrong.
Guys, listen.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You finish your statement.
I said, don't get me wrong. I said when I first started, I had several people walking around with big gray ass boxes on their sweaters for a little bit, and I was like, wow. But Stan.
All right, so I gotta go. I'm gonna answer this last question right here from Shell. It says, "What is EconoTransfer? I'm currently using Supercolor transfers. EconoTransfer is the best value product, high quality HTV heat transfer vinyl, which means you cut your vinyl yourself, you press it to the shirt, and it's great for small orders, big orders, however you see fit. It's just another tool in your pocket, right? You get yourself a vinyl cutter, whether that's a Graph Tech that's 1,000+ or Cricut or Cameo. You use this to make custom shirts on a consistent basis. Appreciate you guys for having me.
Yes, I'll talk to you later.
I got one more night here in Texas. I'm here at Circle Clothing. If you guys haven't checked out Circle Clothing, make sure you check them out. One of my blank companies of choice. Very, very good quality product. The hoodies are top quality as far as what's on the market.
I have a whole box of them right here.
Better than Next Level, better than Belly Canvas, definitely better than Gildan. Gildan's not even in the conversation. They have a good t-shirt people have been asking me about. And yeah, so I'll catch you guys on the next one.
Yeah.
James, man, wait till the next time you see me at the store, man. I'm trying to tell you something.
Give me a buzz when you come back. I'll stop by.
All right, man. We'll talk.
All right. See you.
See y'all.
All right. I'll talk to you later, Stan. James, as our guy leaves us. All right. So, I won't keep you forever because I could. We just talked. What's the name of the place? What is the name of this place, Stan? I think he's talking about Circle Clothing. That's actually someone I'm an affiliate to as well. Circle Clothing. I agree. One of my buddies is online. Oh, did you freeze up, James? You still with me?
No, I'm good. I'm
Oh, you still there? Okay. It was that still look.
Yeah, no, I'm watching. I'm watching.
Yeah, yeah. So, let me know. Yeah, he's talking about Circle Clothing. It's a wonderful brand. One of my great friends is on this live also. He can attest to it. We press a lot of his brand using Circle Clothing. Their shirts, I kid you not, and he wasn't kidding. Their shirts are on a whole other playing field. Their product is amazing. I can tell you, I had no issues during the winter when people couldn't find hoodies and stuff like that. I sat here happy because Circle Clothing always has them in stock. Now, so you guys got James. James, all to yourself. I'll have James for a few more moments or minutes. I won't keep him forever. Does anybody else want to go live with James? If so, let me know, and I'll bring you in or request, and we'll bring you in.
Let's see. I need...
Yes, better than Bella. Sweet. How about Sweet C for God? James, will you do transfer to Sublimation? Sweet C for God. Let me see how I find you. Hang on one second. Sweet C.
It's not something that we offer, a service that we offer at the moment. You know, we really do the, you know, more so on the heat transfer film side of it, where we're producing it, and then, I mean, you can certainly make your own, you know, with our products. We do offer this next one. We do offer other colors other than white puff. If it's the puffs that you're talking about, as of right now, we offer it in white, black, red, blue, burgundy, navy, green, orange, yellow, and purple. Unfortunately, we're sold out of white, black, and red at the moment. Those are the very popular.
The ones I want. But I have a row behind me.
It's one of those things that it's you know, it really kind of took on a life of its own for us, and it's
right.
It's awesome. I mean, the material, like I said, is fun. You know, we're talking about washability and durability. This stuff is durable.
Yes, I'm gonna bring on Marquise. You got to meet Marquise. Unable Joe. We're gonna bring on Marquise. Okay. This guy right here. Another. Oh wait, I just hit the wrong person. I'm sure they don't want to get on. I almost brought on somebody. I
play live roulette.
Live roulette. So see if we get Marquise on. After it may have gotten lost in the sauce, but can you explain the difference between HTV, sublimation, etc.? Balamino, I will bring you on after my buddy Marquise. How are you, good man? There's James.
What's going on, James? All right. Hey, appreciate you bringing me on, man. Got some legends already in the making on this thing. I like this. I appreciate it. Hey,
what's up, Marquise?
Man, I can't call it. Hey, I got a question. You know, getting back into the game, you know, I'm an old OG back in high school, typesetting and all that good stuff with the old machines in the early 80s, late 80s. But I'm getting back in. What would you recommend for someone as far as the cutting machine to go with the EconoTransfer brand? What's the best vinyl cutting machine out there you can do, you know, in the mid-range or even the upper range? What would you recommend?
Go with something that's in your budget. That's what I would recommend. I don't think that the cutting machine makes or breaks you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've got a cutter at home that I've had for years. You know, the cutter that I have sitting next to me, I've beat the absolute hell out of. I've taken it all across the country. You know, and it treats me right. So why do I need something different? You know,
right.
Go with what works for your budget now. And then as you continue to build your business and you decide to reinvest your money into it, and you want to do something larger, better, then at that moment you're free to do so. But I wouldn't overextend yourself. I would get something that fits your budget for now and grow with it.
Okay. Where do you see this industry really going the next 5 years, 10 years? You know, you're seeing all this technology jumping out here. It's like, I call it a lot of shiny objects. Okay. And you have a lot of folks, you got the folks in the background hating, saying some folks are, I'm just going to say this, you know, hey, you guys not real crackers. You guys are not real printers and all this good stuff. But, you know, it's called innovation. It's called innovation. You know, I remember we go from the telegraph, now we got the cell phone. But in this industry, you know, in your expert opinion, where is this industry really going? And is there a place still for those folks that just can't keep on keeping up with everybody?
Well, James knows that crafter conversation very well.
Oh,
you made me turn around in my seat like, oh, you had me ready.
So, I mean, where do I think it? So, I mean, I think the important thing is, well, I mean, I think adapting is huge, right? It's an ever-changing industry. I think the industry that we're going to look at 5 years from now is going to be a lot different than the industry we're looking at now. You know, I think it's the best thing we can do is provide ourselves with knowledge and teach ourselves, whether it's figuring out, learning new materials, learning new application methods,
right,
new machines, all these different things. We're expanding our base of knowledge. And the beautiful thing is there's so much content out there that we can absorb. Now, we do have to be careful with our time because our time is our most precious asset.
Yes.
right.
But there's so much content you can, you know, when I was first learning Illustrator, right? I was like, I every 5 minutes, you know, on my keyboard, how to whatever in Adobe Illustrator, right? The first time I ever used it, I didn't know.
Right.
But it's thankfully there was somebody before me that did, and they taught me, and so that's what's cool, you know. And that's even, you know, you go back to this whole customer service thing and whatever. That's why we answer every DM, because we don't want for somebody to feel like they're totally alone at it.
Right. Right. The crafter guy, you know, my answer is a little bit different than James. You know, I say, hey, you know, we can duke out that conversation.
No need for duking it out, man.
No. We need that for the ring. Yeah. To piggyback on the James thing is, when you were asking about the cutters, you know, I think that was a conversation that came up where someone felt that if you have a Cameo, if you have, you know, a smaller cutter, then you're not really a business. I beg to differ because I know guys like a James. I know guys like Brando, even Stan that was just here, that, you know, they don't have these big old crazy industry cutters, and look what they're doing. This man in front of you has a successful business with EconoTransfer. Take a Brando, take a Stan, who only use a Cameo. In fact, you know, my Cameo's back here. You know, I have a Cameo right there, right? And then but I also have my cutter back here, you know, and it's a bit of mess here. And I've made thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, you know, off something so tiny. So I say, just like James said, start with where your budget is at, but don't fool yourself thinking that a Cameo can't build you a successful business, because it definitely can. I want to bring somebody else on. Marquise, I want to keep you on, but we're going to connect, man. Someone's asking.
Hey, man, I'm proud of you in that. Hey, I'm proud of you in that 1 year anniversary video you did, man. That was kick. That was the bomb.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, nice to meet you, James. You be hearing from me, man.
Hey, take care.
Now I don't know how you click and it went off.
I guess I got to go off. How you go off?
Okay, there you go.
All right. Do I go off?
He's got to hang it up.
Yeah. I think that's how you do it. Okay.
All right, cool.
Yeah, so I'll bring in a couple more. I won't keep James all night. Ballamino. Your opportunity to ask him directly. Let's see here. Ballamino. If I knew how to spell it right. Ballamino. I'm trying to find you, buddy. Hang on a second. Is it Balla? Well, I suck. Send the request over, Ballamino, and I'll get you on. There we go. Ballamino, there we go, man. You're in. James is all yours.
Wait, I'm waiting for it to pull up.
Continue with Ballamino. I think he'll hop on with us.
Okay.
It says review it. Requested viewing in my video. Go live. Okay. I'm clicking on it. It's not working, Ballamino. I'm trying to give you James. I'm delivering you James. Yeah, I'm clicking on it to be working.
There it is.
There it is.
How you doing? All right.
There you
Hey,
go.
how's it going?
How are you? There
All
you
right.
go.
Hey man, so I'm asking a lot of questions, and
Okay.
so I'm new to this space. So I've heard this terminology before of sublimation. I have no idea what that is versus heat transfer. Obviously I know what a screen print is, but I can't decipher the difference between the sub. I don't know what a sublimation is. So can you explain what that is?
Yeah, I'll take this one.
Okay.
So sublimation and heat transfer vinyl are different, and they're similar at the same time, and that's why you hear them commonly in association together, right? So with sublimation, you're using a converted printer, a sublimation printer. You're printing onto sublimation paper, and then you're pressing at a much higher temperature when you're sublimating. And this is how you transfer the image from your sublimation paper onto, now typically you're using a 100% polyester, white polyester material to sublimate onto in order to get your best image. Now you'll see it in sort of collaboration with heat transfer vinyl, if you will, because a lot of heat transfer vinyl products are sublimation friendly, meaning that you can sublimate your image onto the heat transfer vinyl, and then either your vinyl is already on your apparel or you can then transfer it onto your apparel.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's where sublimation goes. And we actually have released a couple of products, a fabric and a flock recently, designated specifically to get the best sublimation image onto them.
Which I want badly.
Yeah, listen, we'll have to get some your way for sure. Some of the other sublimation products that you see, heat transfer vinyl products that you see commonly sublimated on is white glitter. That's a big one. Glow in the dark is one that we've seen a bit.
Yeah.
Chameleon is a more recent one that we've seen, which is very cool. But then as far as heat transfer vinyl, it's different because, I mean, and also with sublimation, you can do, your all over prints, different things. Heat transfer vinyl is a little different. I mean, you can use both.
I'm sorry, you said all over print. So like something like a wrapper, or like 360 around an entire garment. Is that an all over print?
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's sublimation.
Yes.
Yes.
But you cannot do that with screen printing.
No.
Okay.
It'd be a little more difficult. I mean, I guess, you could. I mean, you can probably do it with vinyl too, not in one shot.
That's for sure.
Right, because you can do it with vinyl. I mean, it's just not in one shot. Where sublimation, it's printing out that call it transfer for better words, and
got you.
One shot versus if I was to do it all around with vinyl and screen print transfers or whatever, it'd take me some time, and I think I would think I damaged the shirt having to keep pressing all these little pieces to it and whatever else. So I don't know about going that route. I would just go to sublimation and one shot.
Right. All right. I got two more questions. I'm gonna let you guys go.
Sure.
There's a process that it's almost like a two-flake paint job on a car that I've seen on a garment where if you turn you turn a shirt a particular way, there's like a different like color. Yeah, man. Yes. Yes. You know what I'm talking about.
Look at James. Look at James.
Something like this.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So y'all okay? So that's okay. That was the second question. I didn't have to answer that. The last one is this circle clothing.
Yes.
All right. And I'll let it go. If this the circle clothing.
This one's for you.
That's down in Texas. Is that down in Texas? I guess is where.
Yes. Yes.
All right. So obviously I've been doing a lot of research, and there's so much information online now. Like I've been reading stuff for the last year, and you get paralyzed with so much info that you just get frozen in one spot. You don't know what to do next. So that's why I'm asking so many questions. Like,
ask.
I need a bomb. I like a super dope like screen printer or whatever, and a really I don't want to do the overseas Alibaba deal. Like I just don't want to do that. But I don't know if I have to. So the circle, the circle clothing or whomever, I'll keep following just to get some more information. But Yeah, I'm just trying to find the best resources because when I launch, I don't want to flop. Obviously, nobody does, but I don't want to be buying like I don't want to go with some rinky dink screen printing company, and I don't want no just cheesy Fruit of the Loom T-shirt.
Right.
You know, I'm putting a lot of money into this, so this is why I'm asking for the these types of resources that you guys think are really good.
So Ruben, let me take this one real quick. The back.
Yes,
let me get the back end of his question, and then
Sure.
get the front end of the question.
Yes. Yeah.
So the first thing is you got to do it. All right. Listen, if you're afraid of failure, then that's the first problem.
Yeah.
You got to go for it. Because I would be totally transparent with you and everybody on this live here. You know, we've spent money as a company on things that I thought was a surefire shot, and it didn't work. Whether it be some form of marketing, advertising, ad retargeting, you name it.
Right.
And it's lessons learned. Some things are trial and error as well, you know, that you're going to be doing.
Vision, I'll get you on next.
And then one of the things that you had mentioned was, you know, there's so much information, right? And this is where it's important because it comes back to what I said earlier about time, right? We only have so much time. It's I think about it with music, right? I get into my car, what music or what podcast am I going to listen to? Well, I want to be careful with my choice because I only got so much time. So you don't want to, you know, flood your ears with whatever. You want to have something that means something to you or something that you gain value from. Right. It's the same thing with where you take your advice from as far as, you know, with your company.
Right.
You know, find out who you trust to get advice from. Don't just listen to anybody.
Right.
And let them steer you, because here's the thing as well about trying and mistakes. A lot of what they're speaking from is from experience.
Right.
So it's something, I wouldn't tell you something that if I hadn't tried it or seen it myself.
Amen to that.
Okay.
Amen to that.
All right, guys. Well, look, man, I appreciate you. I'll keep following.
Let me get your Circle Clothing question.
Okay.
Yeah. So I, you know, and it's not because I became an affiliate to them. I was using them prior to all that stuff. But I can't even. You'd have to feel it to see just how great their material is. And so it's easy to press to. In fact, someone asked earlier how you not get the heat press marks. I found that pressing that at high temperatures, I didn't get that mark. Their material is so amazing. Plus their shirts, I won't lie and say that they're super cheap. They're a little more pricier than other brands. I think they're about maybe almost $4 per shirt.
But it is good value per dollar.
Yeah, but for me personally, anytime I press for somebody, I give them the option. I'm so open. I say, look, do you want something cheap? Where's your budget? Where do you want to go? Soft, hard, whatever, you know, or I can tell you the brands that I use. I would use Circle Clothing for my own brand because I want the best quality brand if I'm pushing and putting my name on it. So Circle Clothing is where I would go. And I do want to say, don't let Alibaba confuse you, because a lot of the guys, even Stan that was just on here, another guy I've connected with, Rich from Hustle Ninjas. I'm not sure if you watch him.
Yeah, I follow him and Stan.
Yeah. So Rich is a good guy. We'll have Rich soon too. Rich outsourced his patches. In fact, I have them right here. Let me show you really quick. And these are Alibaba, right? So let me show you. Bear with me here. And so, thank God I know these fellas and I can get some of the stuff. But you know, so this is Alibaba, right? So these are patches.
Yeah.
And you would never know.
I have that hoodie. I bought that hoodie from him.
Did you? Okay. Yeah. So there you go. So, you know, Alibaba does have some great stuff. It's just who you go to. Just be careful who you go to. Yeah.
Okay.
So
So your Circle of Clothing, do they do samples? Can they let you buy samples or?
Well, you can buy one or two or whatever else. Okay. You know what I mean? They don't have there's no minimum for them.
All right.
Mike T, what's up, brother? Yes.
All right. I appreciate you guys, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother. A couple more, James. Are you still up for a couple more? Are you done?
Yeah. Hey, listen, I'm hanging out. I mean, it's what, 9:40? That's not bad.
It's early for me. I do. Mike, my buddy Mike, it's yours too. hang on for a second, Mike. I want to get you on. I want to pick your brain too. A Vision's been asking to get on. Let's see what they're talking about. Hang on a sec here.
All right, sounds good.
All right, let's see if this works. Lead time for Soko clothing has been really quick. What's up, young man?
So what's up? What's up?
What's up with it?
I have a question. So how would I market? Or do you have any tips for marketing? I guess like, cause my brand is like it's a throwback vintage streetwear brand. I do like, Fuller Mohegan, I think that's his name.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I do like stuff like that for artists and
he's straight streetwear.
yeah. So like I don't like how would I market that like I don't know how to market or what do you recommend?
James, me, what
Okay. I mean, as far as content and stuff like that, and it's kind of there's one thing that I don't know if anybody watches or has watched like Wildin' Out before.
Oh, well, yeah, of course.
So my buddy, we were down the beach and he ran into the guy. I guess his name's like Young Bands or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like he goes up to him and he's like, hey bro, he's like, how did you get so like so poppin', so whatever, this and that? And he's like, I post on everything. He's like, if I can do reels, I'll post on reels. I'll post on my story. I'll post on my my page. He's like, listen,
Mm-hmm.
I'm active. He's like,
Right.
everybody's gonna see me because I'm everywhere. So that there is that one way to go about it for sure. Now it's also deciding how you want yourself to be seen. How you're because you're deciding this with your brand, right? And you have a certain vision for what you want your brand to be and the style, the customer that you want to appeal to.
Yeah.
So there's lots of ways you can go about this. I mean, first of all, it's a most of it's a visual aspect, right? We touched on customer service earlier. I mean, I think that's crucial regardless of the direction you go. But then also if you're running targeted advertisements, you can sort of pick and choose who's going to see your stuff.
Mm.
So targeted social media advertisements is very good bang for your buck, especially as a brand trying to gain eyes, gain views. So that's something you can do as well. I mean, it's I don't you said it's more like a streetwear type of thing.
Yeah.
Right.
So I have a deal with the pitcher on the Giants, but like I'm trying to like just spread out and like I don't want to ask him, be like, oh, can you help me get a deal with so and so? Like I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that type of guy. Like for instance, I made a design for Carlos Correa. He plays for the Astros here in Houston, and I'm going to the opener game. And
He disappointed me.
the best bet.
That's my people, but he disappointed me.
Oh boy.
You know what I'm talking about? Do I got to do it?
No, don't go there.
To bring the shirt to the stadium. So that's I guess that's another.
I had to.
Marketing. I don't know.
I mean, so I would say this. I mean, it certainly is super cool. Somebody of that status, social status, if they're wearing your brand, willing to wear your brand, willing to help you out, awesome. I mean, I think it's something that it's important to not be too pushy.
Yeah.
Because that's a good bridge to have, right? That's a good connection to have. And think about it. Anytime he wears your stuff, that's free advertising.
Yeah.
Right? You can't put a cost on that. It's Carlos Correa. You know what I mean?
Right.
But then you're also, part of it is then, your brand and reputation and all of this is going to speak for yourself. So if he so chooses to do, or somebody asks him about it, if he digs what you're doing and you as a person, he's going to put you on off the strength instead of you being pushy and being like, hey, dude, please, like that.
Yeah.
Right.
And listen, anybody I think feels the way that they would rather get it on their own 2 feet.
Yeah. And to kind of piggyback off that, it kind of ties into what I do, where people, obviously I've been in the music game for a very long time as a, producer and the sports world. I say that. So I didn't just pop out of anywhere. I just kind of, I'm bringing in all these different worlds I'm a part of, you know, T-shirts and so on and so on. But I think for me, what works for me is that if I connect with anybody, you know, say a James or whoever, it's the feeling of not, what can you do for them? You know what I'm saying? So if I hit anybody, it's not like, man, can you put me on? Can you give me this? Like, it's that need versus like, what can I do for you? And I think when you hit somebody and they see that, you know, you want to help them rather than asking for something, that goes a long way. Marketing, I'm a huge, as you can see, like, you know, there's a guy here, the Texas Finest Apparel fella. I tell him, you know, when it comes to branding, you got to remember that right now with COVID, like a lot of entrepreneurs were born during COVID. A lot of clothing brands, a lot of clothing lines and ideas were born, right? So we're kind of still, it's like this really finicky world where it's like, it's not flooded, but you also have to do stuff that sets you apart, because with so many clothing brands and so many people doing the same thing, what makes you any different? Like, why would someone want to wear your stuff? And so I'm a firm believer that if you post anything, like I was telling the fella from Texas Finest Apparel, is everybody's posting a picture, right? Yeah. Everybody's posting just a, you know, like, excuse my French, but that shit gets boring after a while, you know? And so I think it's you having that, I want to see what you're about. You know, if you're posting a shirt, I want to see you're really about that shirt. You know, I want to see your face. I want to hear your voice. I want to be able to have some type of connection to you, because believe it or not, you know, you might believe, yeah, your streetwear might look dope. They're really not buying into your streetwear. They're buying into you, you know? And so if you can retain them based off of them feeling like they know you, you can sell them a can of fart and they'll buy it. You know what I mean? So it's building that relationship where they feel like they have this attachment to you, and market that way. You know, don't be boring is what I always tell people, man. Like, make what you're doing exciting, because if you're excited about your shit, they're going to be excited too.
Yeah. And you know, to sort of finish on this, I mean, it's something, you know, if you got to do it, take your personality and turn it up a little bit. Mm. You know, if you got to do it like that, do it like that. Here's the other thing too. I mean, it's important to remember, because we're in such a society today where everybody's counting, you know, everybody wants to go viral, right? Yeah. Everybody wants to, you know, and good stuff is built over time. It's, you know, the networking is huge that Ruben touched on or whatever. But, you know, you're not going to start going to the gym on Saturday and end up with six-pack abs on Monday. It's not really how it works. I mean, if you could sit, you know, and that's it, but it makes you appreciate where you were at and where you're at now. Yeah. Because, you know, if I could, you know, let you know how I felt, you know, years ago when we started this thing, a couple years ago, you know, man, like our first customer, I showed up to his house. I showed up to this guy's house with product, and he almost turned me away because he thought I was trying to sell him gutters. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like some of it very much humbles you, but it pays off in the end, you know, but it's hard work, but it's worth it. Yeah,
I just invested into a DTG machine not too long ago at the
fantastic.
So I got ways to go, so I'm excited where I'm going.
Yeah, you might think you have ways to go, but you're closer than you think, man. Like I tell everybody, look, you're only one shirt away. You're only one idea away from, you know, reaching that one goal that you're trying to get to, man. So whether you start today, you know, it only takes one shirt. So keep pushing, man. And just, you know, what'll set you apart, man, is just think about what it is that you're trying to, you know, portray. Like, who are you? What's your brand about? You know, and set yourself apart. What makes you unique in a world where everyone's doing it?
Yeah, that's what Dan said today when I met up with him in Houston, because he's here right now in Houston. So
that's my guy. Yeah.
Alrighty, appreciate it.
Thanks, man. Yep, you're welcome, brother. James, how many more you want?
Hey.
One more.
I mean, we're kind of going with it right now. You know what I mean?
Let's go.
You know.
Hey, look, it's your head, dude. It's that beautiful. It's that beautiful skin head.
Listen, when you gonna do it, man? You know.
Oh.
Do I got? Are you gonna wait to come out here? Do I got to do it for you?
Well, let's see. I'm gonna surprise you. Who is this? Into. I think someone's hopping on with us. What's up, young man?
Brothers.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good, brother. You both are good?
I'm
Yeah.
very good.
Thank you, brother.
What,
So,
what's up, man?
basically,
What can we do for you?
my name is Ramzan. Basically, I'm the manufacturer and supplier of clothing apparel. We make all kind of hoodies, t-shirts, active wears, all kind of clothing apparel we made. So, I just want you guys let me know if you have any question regarding clothing, apparel, caps, knit caps, each and everything we made.
Yeah.
I
What
mean, I definitely think we
you
had a lot of people on here that are, in need of something like that, looking for something like that. So it's tremendous, to jump on here, and then that way you can be an available resource. You guys
yeah.
can see his page then off of this, and to ask questions for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You have anything with you right now that you've done that you do that you can show us?
yes, I will definitely show you my this previous work to you guys, both of you after this call. I will send you a couple of photos. Now in Pakistan it's 6 a.m. So I'm at home. I'm not in my factory. So if I am in my factory, so I can show you the physically products in video call. Maybe some of samples I have if you are interested. So you just give me a 2 or 3 minutes. I will show you.
Yeah, we can eventually do something like that. Let me tell you something that I learned the hard way. This is some advice, and it knocked me on my ass, and I never did it again. So I'll give you some advice. I know we talk about Stan so much because he's done so much for us. We're trying to, and so I take advice from those that are in positions that I know they've experienced this. When you hop on a live, or anything like that, and you talk about your brand or what it is that you're selling, always have something available and ready to show, because you're going to get questions like this, like, let me see what it is, right? And so you might not hop into a live where they say, okay, cool. They might be a little more harsher, but it all goes back to branding your business and having something available. Like perfect example is, like I said earlier in the conversation, is I was so bad at wearing my own stuff. And so obviously I'm wearing my own stuff. And so if I hop into a live, and I'm trying to showcase something, that I want to be able to show what it is that I make, what I'm offering, so that people on here, because they're going to ask you now, can I get a sample? What's a sample? Always have something on hand, no matter what, at all times, and what it is that you make. That's just a piece of advice that'll go a long way. It did for me.
Okay, brother. The cap you wear, we also make these as well. And if you, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your advice. And I learned this from you. And for next time, I will definitely make some samples for samples, and then I will do this kind of call.
Good deal. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of people, on here that would love to see it, man. So we'll do it again. Hop on again with some samples, man, and maybe we can work together.
Yeah, definitely. I will call you after this call. I will send you
Sure.
the photos of my work after the end of this call, and I'm
Sure.
hoping that we will do a long-term work relationship.
Absolutely. You got my word. I always love working with people. So thank you for hopping on. I want to get one more guy after you, man. So you have to close it out. I don't know how to close it out, but thank you. We'll connect for sure.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I think you got to close it for us, though. You might have to X out yourself. I don't think it doesn't do it for me.
I'm trying to do, but no option from my end. I'm sorry.
You just got to hit the X in the top right corner.
Yeah.
Leave.
Thank you, buddy. Yeah, so we're gonna get one more on, man, and it's gonna, it's gonna be my guy Mike Tees. I know you just have Mike Tees, but what a motivational dude. I mean, like, look, I got chills because I'm like, whoa, I know what's coming. So Mike Tees, here we go, baby, for the last one.
Yeah, that sounds good. Sounds good.
think he's coming. There he is.
There it is.
Oh man, the man.
What up? What up? What up? What up?
What's going
You
on?
guys, this is Mike T's in the building with us. What's up, brother?
How y'all doing tonight?
Man,
That's good.
bless.
Same
man,
here.
can't
same
complain.
here.
So
Getting
Mike,
ready for a trip.
yeah, I saw your recent interview with my guy James over here. I was like,
Yeah.
he got him first.
Yeah.
I've been trying to connect with him. We were supposed to connect forever. I was like, man, Mike T's got him. But it motivated me even more because it's so it doesn't it feel good to be in a circle of just good energy. And so when I saw you two connect, I was like, man, that's awesome, man. Like the energy
Right.
is fire. And so I was even more motivated to continue to show what James does, man. And so what are your thoughts about Econo? Your thoughts about James, man? Tell people what it is that you do, because they got to follow you too. I see you got the stand shirt on.
Yeah. You know, homie since day one, like you've been saying.
Yeah.
Professor in sorts to me. But James has literally changed my life with EconoTransfers. As I mentioned before in Arvin interview, I had a job where I was doing 300 shirts with Caesar. And that was a nightmare, you know, weeding and picking, and it took about two weeks, you know, straight through. But I seen him on Stan Banks Live, and Stan Banks was like, you know, go holler at my homeboy James. So immediately, you know, a couple of days after that, you know, I decided to give him a try. This man sent me back 152 samples.
Yeah.
Really, but he did send me a lot of samples, and then I end up, you know, building a relationship with him. But the product is the best to me. It weeds hands down like butter.
Butter.
They coined me as the aggressive weeder. So in my last video, I showed where I was able to just, you know, rip it completely without a tearing an image. Now, not to bash any other product, but I've done that with Caesar, and I've easily decapitated T's and A's and all types of letters on accident. But Econo, especially the flex foils, I love the flex foils. I mean, the Econo V brand itself, the Econo vinyl brand itself, you know, it speaks for itself. Anybody that has to try to get out there and try it, use it. Don't be scared to use it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's funny because I think one of my guys is still on. We do a lot of his stuff and Econo stuff, and he was impressed. In fact, the other day we were doing like some little bicycle image thing, just a one color. And when he got to feeling that, he thought it was a screen print. He thought it was a transfer. I said, no, it's Econo's vinyl. And so that's why I love Econo. Trying to get people to really go over there and feel this vinyl, dude. Like, I do a lot of transfer stuff, right? I mean, obviously I have eye color, you know, if I get transfers, I swear to Jesus, I'm not trying to sell you Econo. A lot of his vinyl feels like what I'm getting when I do a transfer. That's what trips me out about it. So that's why I use it so tough. So I don't know if you can attest to that.
Hands down, next to none. Check it out. You know what I'm saying? There's no, like, when you come to image detailing and actually getting the details in there, with Econo, there's no problem, man. Try with some of that other stuff. It's going to shrink on you. You're going to have some problems where it's not adherent to the other vinyl. I literally have no issues. I've even tacked it in like 1 to 5 seconds and then layer.
Yeah. And I tell people that like crazy, man. You know, and on top of that, look, at the beginning of this, I showed you the personal notes that he writes you. If this right here doesn't sell you on Econo, rush over there. You know, I mean, just an amazing person, man. You know, and so someone says, new here, trying to build a brand. Appreciate the knowledge, guys. You are very welcome. Connect, Tone Custom Designing. Connect with these two dudes. Mike Tees is doing his thing. Mike Tees has a shop, right?
Yes.
Don't think I wasn't gonna let you off the hook. Mike Tees got a full shop, and that dude's doing some amazing work. Follow these guys. I know for the few that we have left, if you're trying to get into the T-shirt business, man, these guys are so knowledgeable, man. Must do.
Hey, you knowledgeable as well. I've been watching you, Mr. T-shirt, buddy. I see you on your grind daily.
Thank you, brother.
You know, salute to you, man.
Yeah,
and
James,
that's what's so great about us, you know, all sort of, you know, networking and all of this stuff, and you know, it's the best. It really is.
Yes. Yeah.
And then it's also, it provides the viewer, because we really talk a lot about a lot of different stuff, you know, and so it really is, it allows the viewer to be active, ask questions. You know, we want to make sure that people get their questions answered, because a lot of times somebody else has the same question.
Yeah.
And it's something that it comes back to what we had told the one gentleman. A lot of what we're speaking from is from experience.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's, we share our experience, or some, you know, something that, some difficulties that we had in order to hopefully guide you and keep you from having the same troubles.
Yes. Sauce plug management. Yes, we will. We'll definitely do a lot more of these. It's been very, very, very entertaining. Hope you guys learn a lot. Someone texted me right now. One of my buddies said, make sure that you answer. Someone wanted me to answer how I keep connecting with all these people. Right? Man,
Hey, listen, for anybody watching, Ruben slid in my DMs.
As did I. I ain't playing. You know,
right, look, this is what I can say. For the folks that we do have left on here, nothing is impossible. I think that, you know, I'm a firm believer that these two guys, for example, or anybody that you see doing it, myself, we're no different from each other. Maybe our bank accounts say something different, maybe where we're from, you know, but we're all humans, and it's all in how you approach somebody.
Right.
I've had some people hate because they can't understand how this dude that supposedly came out of nowhere is, you know, talking to these guys. He's made friends. I will tell you this. All of us have favor. I'm not going to get super holy roller on you. We all have favor, right? I just happen to use mine to its absolute fullest, you know, and it's all energy. I just put out, you know, who it is that I am. Yeah, and that attracts people, and good. Like I said, good people want to be surrounded by other good people, and so I didn't know a year ago. In fact, a year yesterday, right? I got laid off, and so the dude called me. I was on a clubhouse meeting yesterday with Donesh from Silky Socks. Yeah, and you know, I get a call from the guy, and he's like, "Hey man, how you doing? And just let you know, it's been a year. You know, you're officially terminated today." Just like that, super cold.
Boy.
And for that brief moment, I was like, oh, shit, like, I got fired, even though I didn't, but it made me feel like that, right?
Right.
And so it made me realize, like, when I looked around, it took me a year to build this, right? But in that year, it didn't happen overnight. And never would I have thought, and maybe Mike T, I don't know if we can share this, but I never would have thought, I'm not going to say it's a secret society. This isn't like Illuminati or anything, right? But never would I have thought that I would be sitting in a group, a chat group, a message group, with the group that we're in, Mike, where these are guys. And let me just say this: it's all energy. What you put out, you will be rewarded for that. And I didn't seek Stan. I didn't seek these guys, but Stan is good at picking out talent and picking out people. James is the same damn way, you know. And so these guys are good at seeing things that, you know, help them, not only help them grow, but we'll be fools to say they can't tap into some of our friends that, you know, and so, you know, but this group that I'm in, it's amazing when I look around. I'm like, some people think this is Illuminati, but it's Mike, right, Mike? So it's Mike, it's Hustle, Rich from Hustle Ninjas. We're all in this little group.
Listen, I'd have a lot more money if this was Illuminati, all right? Let me tell you.
You know, for real.
Yeah, but I say that to say, if you just work your ass off, you'll find yourself surrounded by these people. So we're in this group and we feed off of each other. You know, I'm always in there like, man, let's get it. It's Monday. It's this and this and this. But you're talking about guys like Mike, Heart and Hustle, Rich Hustle Ninjas is in there. I mean, there's so many of us in this little DM group. And it's amazing that it took a year for me. I mean, I was doing shirts way longer than that, right? I just got back into it.
Hold on, let me stop you there real quick, because that's crazy. Yes. You know, I don't, you know, you're talking about these groups and whatever. You know, you must have forgot about your boy. I don't know it. You know,
you're in. We're getting you in.
You know,
we're getting you in. So, you know, I say this. You know, we'll close on this. I'll let you guys say your last things. Is you get what you put into it. If you want it bad enough, you'll see results. I had no choice because COVID forced me to become an entrepreneur. Not well, I wanted to already. I was in fear of doing so, but COVID worked for me because it sat me on my ass and it said, what are you going to do? You either take this opportunity to grow what you've always wanted to grow, or you sit here and when things, because right now, as things start to open up a little more, I'm not saying there isn't opportunity, but if you don't take this opportunity right now, you'll be what ifing yourself half to death. And when things open up again and you don't have a business that you thought you could have grown, you didn't take the opportunity. So jump in now while you can and reach out to these guys. They're human beings just like us, man. They'll answer your questions. And so whichever one of you guys want to close out first, it's on you. Mike, you want to go first?
Hey, it's just a blessing to be here. Like you said, my business has been steady growing since COVID. Thank God, in a major way. And like I said, James from EconoTransfers, he already knows how I feel about EconoTransfers. He gets DMs from me at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and he's able to get the product right to me. I appreciate you, James, in a real way. Hey, God put us together for a reason, Greatness feeds off of greatness, and not to say that anyone's less than, but, if you put your work in, it will pay off.
Amen to that. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Mr. James. Well, actually, I got a surprise for you, James.
Is it what I think it is?
I don't know what it's going to look like.
Is it what this is what I've been. This is what I've been secretly waiting for this entire live, because I've had this idea that that's what it was. And
this guy?
Yeah, I've just been waiting for this. I didn't say nothing about it, but I was like, man, I bet you California's pretty warm right now, and this guy got a beanie on in the house.
So look, I'm not James. I'm trying, James. I couldn't go to the skin. I'm breaking out with a one, but I did as close as I could for you, man.
Yes.
I came close. So James has a product. James has a product for me. James has a product for me. He's gonna get me right where I can go to the skin. James, I'm a mixed guy. We get hair bumps. I don't know if Mike can attest to that, man. And these hair bumps hurt when I try to go bald. So I need the good stuff.
Listen, I'll take care of you. I send you some links, stuff like that, the stuff I use, and we'll get you right.
James, any last words, my brother? Any last words for us to close us out?
It's I always appreciate the time. It's none of this is ever lost on me and lost on us. And that's why it goes back to, all of it, really, the letters, all of it. We appreciate everyone. We want to be a company for the people that does some cool stuff and treats people well. And that's it. And, it's something I told Mike a couple weeks ago. We're not too big for anybody, and so it's, hey, you need help, you got questions, that's what we're here for.
There you go. Well, guys, thank you guys for the ones that are left with us, that soldiered it out, stayed with us. Follow these guys, reach out to them. They'll answer your DMs. And, thank you guys for watching. We'll get on again, man. So on that note, like I always say, I'm out. I just can't do the whole shh and have the outro come in. But I'm out. But thank you, man. Keep using your voice. James, Mike, you guys have, like I tell Stan, there is amazing power behind your voice. You were gifted that. There are a lot of people, like I tell people, especially in my community, that don't have opportunity. And so when you get on lives and when you get on things like Clubhouse, like I had the guys scroll through yesterday, I said, look at these beautiful faces. These are faces. And James, that does not exclude you because, when I say our color, but I will say this, that there are a lot of people that would call, and this could be a whole other topic, but that are looking for hope, that are looking for people to give them that hope that they too can create businesses, and work for themselves. And so I say, use the power of your tongue to give those people hope, to give them opportunity, and I appreciate you guys. I have so much love for you, and anything I can do for you guys, I'm only hey, so on that note, much love, guys.
All right now. Later.
Bye.